Hello everybody, welcome to Build Fly Go. So this was a Friday. This was the Friday after I got back from my work trip to Dallas, and I had that Friday off. Work has been giving us about one day a quarter. They're creating a long weekend as a decompress from the craziness that's going on. I think they're calling them recharge days, and that's really nice, and we're thankful. And that landed on this past Friday, where Mary and I decided to go fly in the morning and just go putz about. So you'll see that we just taxied down to Dan's hangar. Dan has a 182 right there, and he was working on something on his airplane, and we just saw him and decided to taxi down and wave, and that's really all that we did. We taxied down and waved. So we took off. The plan at this point is, well, let's just go westbound. So we told ATC that was the plan, and I believe we randomly picked Boscobel because that's along the river, and it's right up against. It's pretty close to the Mississippi as well. It's. I think this is the Wisconsin. Is this the Wisconsin River? We don't know. Whatever river it is, someone will tell us in the comments. And it goes to the Mississippi, and it's pretty close, and it's pretty. It's really nice airport. You've seen a lot of my early flights going out there. I haven't been there in a while. I don't really know why. I really should go back there more. I think the allure of dirt cheap fuel has kept me going to Monroe more than Boscobel, but I need to go to Boscobel some more. It's really nice there. Anyway, so we go out to Boscobel and just do a touch and go. I think there's one other person landing out there. No big deal. A really nice day, not bumpy at all. The winds were reasonable. And so you'll see us head to Boscobel here. So next we decide to continue to Prairie du Chien, which is right on where the rivers meet, if you will. Prairie du Chien, I believe, is south of La Crosse, if my geography is correct, along the Mississippi. And also a nice little airport. We just do another touch and go there. There were a couple of other airplanes in the pattern, and we played a little bit of a pattern tag there to time ourselves well for that, and all was good. And then after that, we head down to Dubuque, where it was incredibly busy with student traffic, is my guess, because I believe there's a big flight school out of there. I'll just cut in that turns out that flight school is the University of Dubuque, which has an aviation department, which is fairly large. I went and looked at their website, and there's just a 172, one after another. There's quite a few of them. So it's a big flight school, has a well-known aviation program, and so apparently a lot of people go there for their aviation program to get. I'm guessing there's a bachelor's degree in aviation management or something similar to that. Look at that, flight operations and aviation management. So anyway, lots of 172s. There are a couple of helicopters coming and going, but yeah. So after Dubuque, we could use some fuel, so I figured why not go back to the old haunts and go to Monroe and grab some fuel. And the fuel machine was working again finally, which is nice. Oh, there's you see Prairie du Chien is just below us. This is the Mississippi River, and we flew over it, and we were doing sort of an odd pattern entrance because there was another airplane that is now behind us. And we entered, I don't remember which runway this is. I don't remember, I'm not that familiar with the runways here. I think this is 29. That sounds right. I don't know. So I'm going to slow it down and see what it looks like. Looks like we hit a bug. You can see the smudge on the camera there. Unfortunately, I did not notice this until I started editing the videos. So yeah, you're going to have to deal with that for the entire thing. So we're following the Mississippi down south towards Dubuque here. We'll do that landing at Dubuque and then continue on to Monroe and get fuel. You'll notice in Monroe, I struggle a little bit with that hot start. So fuel injected engines have a tendency, or fuel injected airplane engines use a mechanical fuel injection system. It's not the electronic fuel injection system that we see in cars. that is, metered high pressure system. The mechanical fuel injection is metered as well. It's just differently done, and it's at a much lower pressure than the electronic systems. And it has a tendency to cause issues with hot starts, which means you shut down the engine and the fuel is in the injector lines on top of the engine, and it sits in that hot environment and vaporizes inside the tubes or the fuel tubes that go to the injector nozzles. And here's the Dubuque landing, and it causes issues when you go to restart the engine later, where the standard procedure is you prime until you see fuel pressure, and then you start. You turn the starter over, but every so often you'll do that, and because there was already fuel in there that got vaporized, as soon as you push more fuel in to get fuel pressure, you flood the engine, and it's just a little bit of a hassle. So you'll notice that I struggle with that a little bit. There are 500 different ways that people will say, oh, this is how you should handle hot starts in an airplane fuel injected engine, and everybody has a way that works for them. I have not had issues in the past. It's just for whatever reason this day I had it repeatedly. But all is good. I tried starting it once, no issues. I'm sorry, I tried starting it once, no luck. I probably flooded it, and then I tried it again, same problem. At this point, the recommendation is that you have to let the starter cool down, because it's in a hot environment, and turning that engine over takes, warms it up even further. So I give it a couple of minutes. You don't have to sit through that; it's sped up for it to cool down, and then on the third shot, we're all good, and it starts up. At which point, you try and get some airflow into there so that it cools everything down. But anyway, so that was my diatribe on hot starts. So this is Monroe, landing in Monroe. We get fuel. The usual, you've seen this a dozen times. And then from here, we're going to take off and head to Madison, back home. The end of the day, because I wanted to go work on the RV-10 ailerons. We're currently on the ailerons, which I actually finished priming today. And you'll notice that you missed a week of airplane build videos, and that's because I was out of town and I didn't do any building. So this weekend I did get to a really good spot in the ailerons. They're finally all dimpled and primed, and one of them is, and this week I will be riveting that together, and with any luck starting on one of the flaps. If you're curious why I'm doing these one at a time, it's because for the aileron, I managed to damage one of the ribs and one of the skins during construction. So I decided to replace those parts, and they're going to come with the fuselage kit, so I'm building only one. And with the flap, it's because the rear spar on one of the flaps had some corrosion on it from the pre-owned kit that I purchased. And it's a huge piece, it's really long, so there's no way I'm going to pay for shipping for that. So again, it's going to come with the fuselage kit, which we haven't ordered yet, but I suspect we'll be ordering by the end of the summer at this point. Anyway, here we are coming up on Madison, big long runways, and enjoy the rest of the video. We will talk again soon, and more videos to come as usual. Have a great day.